we are going to talk about the distribution of submarine in this video. Have you ever wondered how do we get fresh water from seawater in a submarine? The answer is the distillation system built in a submarine. Here I am going to explain how the distillation system is going to work using this schematic diagram. First, we have to understand that there are two main parts in this system. One is the heat exchanger. Heat exchanger can sort of recycle the heat to preheat the cold seawater. This can reduce the energy consumption by the electric boiler efficiently. The second part is the distiller, which consists of compressor to distill seawater. Firstly, the cold seawater enters the heat exchanger and is preheated to about 85 degrees Celsius. After that, it is transported into the distiller and mixed with the recirculating water at the lower part of distiller. The water is heated to its boiling point and transported up the small tubes where 70% of the feed is vaporized. The saturated vapor rises in the vapor chamber and goes into the compressor. This compressed vapor then discharges to the space outside the small tubes. As it condenses outside the small tubes, it drops down and collects at the bottom plate. Then, the condensate is discharged as fresh water as it releases its heat to the cold seawater in the heat exchanger. On the other hand, the remaining feed that remains as liquid is discharged through the heat exchanger as concentrated brine. It releases its heat to the cold seawater as it passes through the heat exchanger. The concentrated brine is then discharged from the submarine into the ocean. How much fresh water can this distillation system produce? Using the equation M1H1 plus Q in equals to M2H2 plus M3H3 obtained from the energy balance, we can calculate that this distillation unit produces 0.219 m³ per hour and 5.2567 m³ per day. 8,400 kg per day of cold seawater is needed to produce this amount of fresh water. This is a typical type of mechanical vapor compression distillation system that converts 60 to 70% of its feed to fresh water. Now we have enough fresh water for the utilization of submarine crew.
Why do we need to distill the seawater to get the fresh water for the submarine? Fresh water are used for washing, which is laundry, drinking and cooking, shower, sink, and for emergency tank. What do we do with the used water? The used water will be recycled for toilet flush to reduce the freshwater usage. So, have you guys wondered where does the freshwater will be stored? The freshwater will be stored in a tank called water storage tank. From the distillation unit, the fresh water will be pumped to the water storage tank. Along the way to the water storage tank, 7.4% of the fresh water produced will undergo treatment from the treatment unit for drinking and cooking purposes. 3.2% of the fresh water produced from the distillation unit will be used for washing, which is laundry. 61.9% of the fresh water produced will be used for shower, and the rest 27.5% of the fresh water will be stored in the emergency tank for emergency purposes. The water storage tank will be placed at higher elevation to increase the potential energy, which will increase the speed of water distribution throughout the submarine. It shows that the elevation is linearly proportional to the speed. Therefore, as the elevation increases, the speed of the water distribution will increase too due to the gravity. Now, we have known why the distillation unit and the production of fresh water is so important in the submarine. That is all from us. Thank you for watching the video and have a nice day.